Hey, what's up, Internet? So today what we wanted to do is we wanted to go over some of our favorite keyboard shortcuts, more specifically keyboard shortcuts for VS Code in Mac. So if you're ready, let's get started. All right, so here we have the keyboard shortcuts that we're going to go over listed on lines 11 through 32. And then on lines 1 through 9, we have just some JavaScript code. Obviously, we could do this in other programming languages, whether it be Ruby, PHP, Cobalt. Actually, it might be hard to do this in Cobalt. I don't know about that one. But in any case, these keyboard shortcuts are not specific to JavaScript, but we wanted some code so that we could demonstrate them on the fly. So let's get started. Here, let's start on line 12, where if we wanted to toggle a comment in VS Code, you can select the line or the lines that you want to comment and then hit Command / to uncomment something that has been commented, and then if it is currently uncommented, you would do the same and it would become commented. Next, if you want to find something, you can use the keyboard shortcut Command F. So let me exit out of this. And we'll use Command F. It will bring up the find, and then we'll type the word shortcut. And you'll see that apparently I spelled this incorrectly. So let's fix that. All right, so now when we do shortcut, you'll notice apparently I can't type. Those are all the instances. Also notice that they're not case sensitive. If you want to make it to case sensitive, I think you select one of these buttons here. All right, next, if you want to find a specific instance, you can exit out of this. And let's say you wanted to find the next instance of shortcut. You're going to do Command D, and that will highlight those two. And then if you wanted to change them, you could say something like my shortcut. And again, we're having a major day spelling or not spelling, as the case may be. Next, if you wanted to swap two lines of code, you would use the keyboard shortcut of the Option key and the up arrow to swap a line up, or Option down arrow to swap a line down. We can do the same here, even if they're commented, but we would probably have to hit the proper arrow to do that. Apparently you can't type today, which is maybe not the best to do keyboard shortcuts with, but who cares? All right, so if you wanted to not only find something, but replace it, then you can do the keyboard shortcut of Option Command F. So we're going to do that, and you'll notice that it brings up the second box here. So we could change my shortcut. Let's do my shortcut, and I'm going to tab over by using the tab key, and then we'll change this back to shortcut, trying to spell it correctly. And then if you want to replace those, you would hit enter, and it would replace the highlighted instance, so you can see it here. And I'm going to hit enter again and replace it back to shortcut. All right, so next, if you wanted to enter a new line above, now obviously if you want to enter a new line below, you would go to the end of the line and you could hit enter. But what if you were, say, midline? Let's see if this works. And you wanted to enter a line above, you could hit the shift key, the command key, and the enter key, and boom, magically a line above, which can actually be really useful when you're in the midst of coding. If you wanted to delete a line, let's say that we didn't like this line here. Obviously, you could select the line and then hit the delete key, but we're going to do something a little bit more snazzy, as they like to say. By they, I mean me. I don't know if anyone likes to say that. But if we wanted to delete a line, we would do shift, command, and the letter K, K as in kangaroo, and it would delete that. Now, if you wanted to undo something, you could do Command Z, which is probably my best friend. Actually, no, I don't have a best friend. And also, I don't know why I'm just being so real with you in this video. In any case, let's keep going because we're almost, it looks like we're halfway done. If you want to jump to the top of the line, you're going to hit the Command key and the up arrow. And if you wanted to go to the end of your code, the last line of your code on your screen, you would hit Command down arrow. Now, fancy enough, if you're at a specific line and you want to jump to the beginning of that line, you would hit the command arrow and the left arrow, the command arrow, that's not technically correct, the command key and the left arrow. And if you want to go to the end of the line, you would do command right arrow. Now, what if you want to, say, jump to specific words? So say we're here and we want to jump to the word. So the next word, we are going to use the Option key rather than the command key and bump over like that. And we can do back arrow to go the other way. And it's pretty helpful, I think, sometimes, like when you're here, say you want to jump to your parentheses, you can just do Option, forward arrow, back arrow. I like that one a lot. Next, if you want to select a specific word like this one here, you could double click, which technically is not a keyboard shortcut, but I think it's useful. And then if you triple click with your mouse, it will select that whole line. So I find that useful. Next, if you want to indent your code, so let's say that we wanted to indent again, you can go to the beginning of your line and then hit the tab. And if you wanted to undo that, you would hit Shift Tab. And you can also do that for multiple lines. So we select those lines, tab over, or Shift Tab back. Lastly, if you wanted to zoom out, say you thought the code was too small, which maybe I should have asked you before doing this tutorial and arriving at the end, you would do the Command key and the plus arrow, or Command key and the minus arrow. Again, they're not arrows per se. It's the Command key and the plus sign, or the Command key and the minus sign. Anyway, that brings us to the end of this very arduous tutorial. If you're still here, kudos to you. Feel free to leave feedback. We can be more scripted, more formal, more boring if you so choose, if that's beneficial to you. Otherwise, if there's something we left out, some keyboard shortcut in VS Code that you really like, or one that you'd like to learn about, please add that in the comment section below. Feel free to subscribe for future videos, and we'll see you again soon. Cheers.